Yo, Duel! What is up, my fiends? Welcome back to another Labrynth video here. This is going to be some more climbing the sweaty, grindy, incelly ranked ladder. And here's another edition of this just to let you guys know. Just to let you know, I am really about this. I do this shit. Anyway, they get a maxi off of me, and you guys are about to find out very shortly why I don't even special summon anymore. And I win with just one trap card. Alright, so my opponent has pitched Destrudo. Let's put this in slow-mo with a nice Daruma Destructive Karma Cannon. Flip everything face down. That would have been the end of their turn. My opponent thought that this was 2023. Joke's on you, motherfucker. No, it isn't. So a nice, quick one, letting you guys know you could beat tier any degenerate bullshit if you just flip one trap card. And one of the best normal traps in the game right now. Alright, welcome back in. The classic set 4, Lord of the Heavenly Prison pass. It's what you like to see, especially going first. Am I right? Am I right? That was so skillful for me to win this coin flip. Anyway, I don't feel too bad, right? Snake Eyes Rescue, it's a competent deck, right? They could still play going second. I just happen to have some very good fucking cards in my collection, right? Specifically, again, like the last replay, Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. Everybody gets flipped face down, ass up. And now we know. I was waiting for this guy, right? Specifically, I wanted to wait for them to do this, but I just wanted to flip everything face down now so that they would be forced into this play because I still have a Torrential. And the really funny thing is, Lord isn't just set spell or traps. So Torrential for one. Party of one. You guys ever see that fucking Giga Chad move of fucking Torrential popping for one when there's still 4 other monsters on the field? And this actually helped me win this next turn. You'll see why. So despite me flipping Lady face down, we're totally chilling, bro. Because we could bring her back up and bring out the Lord and bring out the field because I already have a big welcome on top of the Eradicator. So my plan is, you know, depending on how this works. Oops, I forgot they gained the defense from the fucking field spell. No worries. We could still TK here. So chain Lady for Daruma for follow-up in case I'm not able to, but I will. Pop with the field. Lord will bring itself back. Ariana will draw one. We'll also bring Welcome back. Pop the second card, going with there. And even though I still have the Arianas, I'm gonna flex. I'm not even gonna attack with them, bro. Let me see what's in your hand, bro. Let me get rid of those spells, bro. I don't think you need those anymore. Where you're going to the Shadow Realm, motherfucker. Okay, game 2. See a little bit more of the furniture cards. I'm going second cards. You know what I mean? Normally this might look a little scary, but it's okay. Let's big welcome. See if they got the Ash. No Ash. Okay, GG scrub. GG. Very well played. Just kidding. I pop. Cursed Eldlands. I'm going against Eldlich. I'm like, what the fuck do we got here? I'm like, I'm intrigued. You have my attention. I'm really happy I went first, motherfucker. But goddamn, Pot of Extrav is a really great card. So I'm gonna Kuklok, because I figured whatever trap I'm gonna be able to bring off of Lady is gonna be pretty good here, right? Bounce Clock, so I could snipe another one from their hand. Ghost meets Girl. Oh no, hold on. I should have paused it there. Pop a bunch of traps in their hand, because of course I'm going to call that. I did not see the fucking grass is greener. I think they had Call By, and I think they had like Eldlich, or what do you call it? Triple Tack, right? So this is fucking heinous. This is beyond heinous. There's the triple tacks into talents to take my lovely. They're going to revive one of their traps. My opponent, surprise, does not read. Anybody that takes your lovely and tries to use their effect will not be able to do it unless it's a mirror match, right? So bring out the good old boy Eldlich over there. And weirdly enough, right, I'm going to take the 35, totally fine here. They're going to hard tribute into the other Eldlich in their hand. That was a mistake because this one is not protected by destruction. So, okay. Alright. And they're not doing too bad under Eradicator. This trap's completely dead, but they still have 2 other ones. And they got the Mayakashi, and they milled 2 transaction rollbacks in the grave. There goes one, right? They don't want me to play. Totally fine. don't know if there's a way for me to play around this. I just had to rip off the Band-Aid and get one of those transaction rollbacks out of the way. Since I figured I could still bounce and recur the Welcome Labrynth, which is totally fine by me. I'm going to try doing this again, which they let me. They still have transaction and grave, right? So they're going to go through their Eldlich plays. This was spicy. This was interesting. When they could have just attacked over my fucking monsters, they decided to try to stunt on me. I don't know if they thought that they would be able to go into more than one or bring back Eldlich, but Eldlich's effect is only once per turn. So they crash Lady, and they just do this bullshit to keep, you know, recurring their traps. I'm like, okay, well, I have to have a pretty good top deck. And that's the one. When you have a furniture, that's the exact top deck you want to see, let me tell you. And that brings back the clock. And so now it doesn't matter if they transaction roll back. Nice, evenly, bitch. I could do it for... Well, actually, I transaction into traps first. Even though they still have a transaction in grave that they're probably waiting to use for my big welcome. Here's my slight little misplay here, actually. I should have big welcomed here so that I could have brought out Lovely again and then pop this last one because they need a set card to bring back an Eldlich. But I kind of missed the time. Like, I kind of spaced out first. I was like, fuck, they already did the effect. I thought I could, you know, pop it in hand. Which it doesn't work like that, right? Because it's already going to be on the field because of how the chain resolves. So either way, we're still chilling. They're going to transaction roll back to prevent me from doing that. But guess what? I could just chain welcome. Nice deck, idiot. And I still got 650 more life points than I need to get the clap back on this next turn. Yeah, you ever eradicator someone twice for traps? That shit's fucking crazy, bro. Transaction's insane. So I linked into Muckracker, and he saw the writing on the wall. If you don't have any more Mayakashis, you can't stop what's about to happen. I was probably going to fucking eradicator him again if I ever got into another transaction rollback there. So that was a fun one. Oh my God, we're going against George Lopez. Dun, 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 dun. The low rider is a little. Anyway, this guy is about to get clapped. I just pretend to have evenly. We know I don't. I'm also not going to normal summon because of this stupid ass fucking field spell that they have there. Whatever, bro. I'm just like, fuck it. Like double Daruma and a Tarantula. Like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. Like I'm straight up chilling. So, you know, the low rider is a little. So they happened to pick the exact one that they needed to set the pick. I was like, oh, I got so lucky there. Because I would rather have done this one to wipe their board right away. Boom. So they put all that investment, all this summoning and tribute summoning and all this bullshit nonsense. They eat it torrential. So that's a Ryza. I'm pretty sure they just play the one out of the way. I'm not sure if they play more than one. We could check later. Of course, they recycle the M-Pen again, which makes sense. They go through all these resources to put in the banish, right? The circle, whatever the fuck. I'm like, oh my God, I do not miss this deck at all. And of course, this is like, I think this is like, I remember at the time it was like my first duel of the day. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Going against Floo, and my friend Rin jinxed it and everything. So whatever, flip the face down, get Lord out. This is where shit gets hype. So I feign going into the battle phase. They're going to be prompted and triggered to start summoning. And I'm like, well, I tuned a nib. I wouldn't mind that. They go into Snowl. I'm like, okay, dude. That's cool. They flip me face down. I wasn't summoned this turn, so I just flipped myself back face up. They then do it again. Use the effective banish to flip me. I'm like, okay, bro. Okay, if that's how you want to do it. Now I normal summon because I was like, now I want this guy to for sure get into 5 summons if you guys are beginning to count. And here is where my opponent misplays. You'll see in a second. So they go into this. They're playing right into the nib. They're so confident. They don't think they're going to see this shit coming. So I nib, and they immediately banish the fucking M-Pen, which is a mistake because now that this nib token is going to be even smaller and guarantees that I'll be able to beat over it, right? Because nib has better stats than this, regardless, right? So, but even though it didn't even matter that much of them misplaying, you'll see why. I had OTK here because I bring out Lady, I bounce Lord. Lord hasn't used an effect this turn. I also pitch Labrynth, excuse me, what do you call it, Chandelier with Transaction to bring out the big welcome Labrynth. So now I attacked in with Lord, lady, transaction, baby, into lovely, and attack for a game. So even if they still had a big Nibiru token, that's the one that I would have done to use lovely effect to pop. So either way, I literally OTK'd through a whole ass Floo board nonsense bullshit, and they just got fucking owned, dude. And yeah, they just run the one Ryza, Snowl, M-Pen. I don't know if this is optimal or not. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's a degenerate deck. Rest in piss, bitch. Okay, so this is another pretty cool one that we have over here. This hand looks a little rough going first. Not the worst. Not the worst. We have a pot of Prospe. We could bring this together into Ariana. Okay, our hand's fine now. We're fucking humongous chilling, right? Lord protects these. Set pass, you know? Like, what is free Robux gonna do about this? Okay, I thought this was a mirror match. I still think it's a mirror match. So my plan is to big welcome into Clock, into Special Summon Lord, and bring out Eradicator, which is precisely what I do. It's something that you could always do. That's why I love running Clock. I think people are going to open their mind to running more Clock in the future as well. I still like having Lord in a furniture build because you're able to do shit like this. Just bring out the Eradicator. Oh man, this is nasty. All right, wait, let me slow this down. Okay. What do you guys think? Put your guesses in the comments. What do you guys think this guy's playing? What do you think the set traps are? Oh, what the fuck? I'm playing against Burn. This was like a Diamond 2 game, Diamond 3, Diamond 2 game. This is a high up. I'm like, how the fuck are you playing Burn in this economy? It's not that 2024 event anymore. My guy, like, what do you think is gonna happen here? Like, I literally don't understand what you think is gonna happen. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna try to fucking OTK these dumbasses. And I would have, if I would have sniped one of the things that doesn't special summon itself. Of course, I sniped the fucking lava golem. I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. Okay, this guy's so lucky. He's gonna live this turn because this is how this is gonna go after I summon everything. It looks like more than enough to have game. They have this thing to burn me. Then I have to waste, something to beat over it. And then they do it again and burn me again. And we're going to see what I don't know why they waited to see what they would draw into. We know it was going to be a trap, baby. I don't know what you thought was going to happen. I was going to bounce what they had in hand, and then Lovely was going to pop. So, yeah, fuck you and fuck Roblox and fuck Robux, bitch. All right. You guys are in for a fucking treat. This one is insane. And also, shout out to Matt / GotHacksFoo. I'm going to try to hit you up, man. Look at this dude's name. This guy was in your last video, and you made him bite the pillow with this Dogmatika user. And I guess we kind of ran a train on, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. Bring out Lady. Albazo's a little scary. Anyway, Pop. Okay, what are you going to do now? All right, Dogmatika Matrix is an insane card. I would be open to playing this type of deck in the future. This looks like actually pretty fucking fun and based. I don't know, sending shit from your extra deck's pretty cool. Anyway, so I have a friend that I was playing with live, and he was like, why would you strike that? Why would you strike that? I was like, dude, they're all Spellcaster lights. Super Poly's going to go crazy. Trust. So that was a risky solemn, but because they sent the Albaz, right, or the Titaniclad into the grave, they get Ecclesia. Nice 2 material for my Super Poly into Garura. And yes, that was under Maxi. I felt more or less fine, right? Because I felt like, well, I have game on board, right? 1, 2. Oh, this was interesting. So, Dogmatika, I don't know. I could have played around that. I could have attacked my sequence differently or structured my sequence my attacks differently. I could have done Lovely, Garura, and then we'll see if they would have been forced to pop it then because they can't target Lady with Dogmatika. So... And that was a misplay on my behalf of bringing out the Eradicator because they instantly popped that. They still have Ventis. I'm like, I was either going to bring out Eradicator or IDP, but then I was going to grab the other one on this turn, on their turn. Since I was going to have Welcome, Chain Lady, now I have IDP. IDP is still pretty good against them, so we're not at complete loss. A little slight misplay there, and now my opponent's alive. They have TTT. I'm like, oh, and this was another misplay. I shouldn't have even tried to bounce or try to I guess it was fine because it forces them to take this instead of taking the Lady. take my lovely, but yeah, it's a little scary. I'm a little scared. I'm a little annoyed now because they must have got those pretty cracked cards off of Maxi. Here, I'm just going to be like, nope, I don't want any more Albozo nonsense. And they immediately throw that down. I'm like, oh, okay, let me just throw this down before they get a negate or anything else so I can protect my lady. Bring back clock. And they hard use my lovely for their second Albazoa into Maximus, into recycling Intis with Psyframe. So they destroy my lady by battle, and then they're going to try to get rid of my pop card, or pop my big welcome. They're going to make me send to, not that big of a deal, right, in the deck that I'm playing at all, right? And here I'm like, well, let me make the educated decision. Let me use furniture to grab another big welcome. I think big welcome will help me win this game. So this is a really interesting ruling that we have here. So Guardian Chimera is going to try to pop 2 because they used what? Draw cards equal the number of cards used from hand, and then pop equal to... I always forget. What do they do? Because this was... I forget. Anyway, I think they need, point being, they need 2 targets to be able to pop the big welcome. Because they were supposed to have 2 exact ones, but because Ariana's not on the field anymore, they couldn't pop since they didn't have the exact targets they needed to pop. I'm like, okay, cool. Looks like we're back in this. Let me get it out the field. Clock, lady. We're cycling through everything. Clock effect. Flip that face up. Welcome. Chain lady into a Daruma cannon. Pop Albozoa again. Yeah, he dies twice, motherfucker. And pass it to my opponent. See what they could do. I'm still a little nervous. Of course they have fucking Diviner. But they were out of targets, dude. They were out of targets. So they sent that Synchro one that they had over there, and no effect. So they had no more ritual spells to cycle through, and that's why they decided to just end it on their own terms. So that was pretty cool. Again, shout out to Matt, 'cause I'm pretty sure you pelvic thrusted this guy too. And this was so cool. I went to my replays, or to get my replay dailies, and I found this exact battle in the replays with me as Duelist A, kicking this guy's ass. And I recorded that separately. I'm not going to put it in this video, but it's just a really crazy, rare thing to even fucking happen. So just wanted to let you guys know that I'm about that life. Big Wakey took a big nappy. Okay, here we go. I'm going to set the clock because I figured I'm going to bounce it off a big welcome. They D-shifter and banish their own D-shifter to Magnuma into Search Kaiser. So now I know I'm going against Vanquish Soul, and I'm upset. At least I'm going first, though. So I have to play this really smart and really optimally. And again, Shifter's not that good against Labrynth. You guys could run Shifter in your own deck. If you're smart enough, you could play around it pretty easily. So yeah, I'm going to banish the first big welcome I use. And now I know they have Kurikara in hand, so I got to watch out for that too. Try not to activate anything that's on the field. So they're going pretty ham here. I was waiting for them to Vanquish Soul effect so I could strike it, but they didn't. They went straight into battle phase, so smart my opponent. I'll bring out Daruma, I'll bring out Lovely, bounce clock, send clock so I could pop it, and they don't even... I don't know if... Is this main phase only? Oh, it is during the main phase. Or no, it's not. The second effect isn't. So I have no idea why they didn't chain it. Maybe they didn't have the attributes in hand to pop something or make it unaffected. I'm pretty sure they probably had an Earth in hand. I don't know what happened there, but either way, I had a Solemn for that, right? Flip everything face down. So there goes Daruma's banished, Clock's banished, big welcome, a welcome. But again, I got rid of their Kaiser, which is like pretty cool. This was a misplay. I should have just attacked over both of these face down Vanquish Souls because Magnuma wasn't going to be doing them any favors. Magnuma's a dead card. They're not playing Bestial branded, right? They're playing Vanquish Soul. It's not a Vanquish Soul thing. So that kind of sucked that they were able to link it to that, but I was like, fuck it. I can't let them get the initiative and bring back stuff back with that, so I'm forced to Super Poly there. It was risky. I was like, no, I'm just going to do this. I don't want them to recur anything. And then here, that was their normal summon. I'm like, I'm just going to strike this. I feel like this is the best opportunity for me to strike this. I don't think they have enough attributes in hand. And they don't have any other follow-up. They didn't have, I guess, another spell, right? I think that's what they're trying to search off of this. That's what it tells me instead of going into Ryzen. So it looked like a stunish gameplay, but trust me, there's some... If I would have done anything differently, I think pretty sure I would have lost that. So this one's an interesting one. This was actually my promotion game to Master. So yes, I did hit Master 5. My opponent was also queued up in Master 5. This was a Master 5 opponent. I was Diamond 1. So the stakes were high for me and very low for them. So that's why you can see my opponent playing a moderately fun deck with Predaplants and Relinquished. I'm like, okay, cool. I just drew a bunch of shit. Anyway, those two guys are super poly targets, right? Let me just go into battle and beat over this. Cool. And then they have Relinquished Fusion. I'm like, oh, okay, so they get another restrict in there. Okay, set 4 pass. And no, I'm not going to Furniture right away. I'm going to Furniture this turn because they're going to chain it because they could chain to the grave and I could just strike them. And that is that, my friend. You guys could probably guess how the game went from here with my opponent having a card in hand and 1 card on the field. Now, that Edge Imp triggered something to fight for Patchwork. I'm like, oh, of fucking course. Anyway, let me just Eradicator that. No. We're not doing this, dude. Come on now. Thank you. I was like, please, I want it more. You don't need this. I need this. I need this. So this is that was an interesting little congratulations game to me. However, that I have one more replay that honestly should have been my promotion match because of how close it was. And I think you guys will enjoy this. So please do not click away. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for the best duel replay of this video, in my opinion, and of probably my last few videos. This was intense. Okay, we start off with me going first. Nib. All right. Oh, it's a mirror match, so this is a dead card in hand pretty much. And I have to control their board with these 4 traps, which isn't bad. Skill Drain. You guys can complain against it. We know it's a mirror match. We know they also run Skill Drain. It's just a matter who gets to it first and who can play around it the best. So this was still in Diamond 1 for me, but my opponent, they were in Master 5, and they were about to promote to Master 4. So gotta love Master Duel matchmaking, right? I let them sink into Cool 29. I'm not going to remember that. I'm just going to play very patiently and very smart. I don't need to use up all my traps right away. I do top deck into a big welcome, which is fucking awesome, right? Anyway, here is where I'm very patient. I figured, okay, they have Lady. Now I could Torrential. They have a set card. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. It's Skill Drain, so everything gets popped. But they're still able to Furniture and get another welcome in there, or big welcome, whatever it was. So here's big welcome. I'm going to chain mine. And they're going to bounce their Dogmatika card. I just figured to grab Lady and do that since there's no point in doing Ariana, right? We're under Skill Drain. And sure, this goes into defense. They're going to target this. Guess what, buddy? I could still trigger Lady because I have a Daruma. So I was hoping that they would do or use a trap card here. So this is like what really, really ended up sucking for my opponent. I flip everything face down. And it also prevents me from getting popped from Dogmatika because there's not a face-up target on the field. So I did that on purpose. Well, mostly I was just going to chain because I was like, well, I also have Daruma, but oh wait, also this prevents me from getting popped now that I'm face down. So I keep my Lady, and I get a welcome off of that, which is really fucking huge because now I could cycle welcome into this matchup. So here comes welcome, and I'm going to bounce my own Lady. That's right. We are 2 different types of players here. I am continually going to be bouncing and removing or flipping face down my own monsters so I could keep bringing out traps and abusing my Lady effect while Skill Drain's up on the field, and my opponent is not getting the message and not able to do that. So there goes 1 Furniture. I forgot it might be another big welcome set. I'm not sure. Here's my second Lady. They're going to do this. I forgot they had another Furniture in hand, so I strike this. They still do it again. And at least I got them to use up an effect veiler. Into Ariana, again, they're under Skill Drain. I have no idea why they did that on that turn because they could have went on their own turn, and they have 2 big welcomes in Grave. Or I have no idea why they didn't even big welcome in Grave. I literally don't understand why they couldn't chain Ariana and use big welcome in Grave. I sound like I'm repeating, I'm in a fucking feedback loop. I'm telling you, my opponent is a master using Labrynth, and they don't know how to play under Skill Drain. I do. Yes, it's skill drains involved, but baby, I'm the better player, man. Because yes, I could tag my own effect and use my own Eradicator to call traps and remove all the traps on the fucking field. Yeah, you'll get your Lady, but so am I. And yeah, you get to bounce a bunch of stuff. That's cool. Go for it. That's fine. But I'm not super worried about it, like, at all. You could crash over me if you want, which is what their plan is, right? Because they're like, well, I could just game you, right? With this over here. I'm like, nope, I still have Lady in hand. That's why I did that. So you can't beat over me. Now they're forced to use the last of their traps. And again, this was welcome from the grave. This other one, they have no more big welcomes. All their big welcomes are in grave, and they didn't take the opportunity to bounce them to their hand to abuse Ariana effect. So, outplayed much, right? And I think my opponent sees the writing on the wall, because after that, they probably didn't even have any more welcome targets. So, G-Jizzle, motherfucker. Whoop, whoop. That felt like more like my real promotion game to master. They got outplayed every second of the way. And let's go into a really brief deck list update video from compared to last video, so you guys could see what I moved around, because yes, Transaction Rollback is in this deck. So again, this one's called Match Strife. Shout out to God Hacks Foo. It's a whole pun on metal, trivium, rife, strife, everything. Yes, it looks a little weird. Initially, it was 40, but as you guys can see, I threw in the Foolish Burial goods to pitch a Transaction Rollback. I didn't even realize that. There's all these replays. I didn't have this in this deck. I didn't put it until after this video. I recommend it for you guys too. It's really good. You pretty much get a free rollback and grave, a little bit of deck thinning. It can force an Ash out of your opponent, just like a Maxi. Speaking of which, I'm at 2. It's a weird ratio. It's like you either run 3 or 1 or none, right? And for me, I was just breaking too much on 3. However, I still want 2 because I run Nibiru, which is really important and really, really good in this fucking meta. As you guys saw, Nib came clutch. There's other games I didn't show where I just nibbed my opponent. They just scooped, right? That's it. People, I think, overestimate how good Snake Eyes players are. 80% of the time, they do not play through Nibiru, or like they don't play around Nibiru. They genuinely don't. At least on my way from Diamond, not a single person has played through Nibiru. The only time one person slightly did, which they didn't, was when I nibbed and I sent a furniture, because you could do that. So nib's engraved and you don't trip through the monsters. And they happen to have a call by in hand, and they negated the nib. That was barely one time, and that was more of a misplay from me and more luck from them having called by. So I'm not going to show that. It's trauma. I don't give a fuck. 1 clock, like always. You guys saw all the work it put in, especially off of Lord bringing a trap, off of Lady bringing a trap, off of Lord. And if there's already a Fiend on the field like Ariana, I could use any trap that I bring off of Lord. I run 2 now because I don't want 3. I've been, again, kind of like Maxi, I've been breaking on it. And same with Nibiru, I don't run 3 because I often will draw all 3 or 2. I don't want to draw into 2s of any of these cards, right? Usually just 1, 1, 1. And you guys saw, even if I'm opening like Maxi, Nib, and Lord, I'm still able to use my furniture to pitch it off, or Super Poly to discard the excess, because that's essentially what mine is and what my ratio is. Yes, I have 2 transaction rollback. Let's talk about it. Essentially, I was trying to do like a 2-to-1 ratio. So I have 2 of these. It's almost like a 3-to-1 ratio, and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that could pitch for it, which I enjoyed. But you guys saw it didn't really come up like that. I really didn't draw into transaction like that, and I really didn't draw into my furniture like that. I understand how Matt wants 1 of each, and you're a fucking noob loser if you run more than 1. It's like, I don't agree or disagree. For me, I just didn't see them, so it didn't feel like I was running 4 furniture. It felt like I was running 2. Honestly. And again, you can search it off Ariana. I still like 3 for now. I understand how people might want to go to 2, but especially with transaction rollback, I think 3 is totally fine. I don't like Ariana. I don't run her. If you get asked, it's just really bad. There's too many often times where people will have Ariana, and yes, they'll have the transaction, they'll still be able to pitch a transaction, but guys, it's not that good of a card. People are coping. Here's our pot cards, field spell. You guys saw the work that it puts in the grind game. Yes, before I was on the opinion that it's bad, and it kind of is. It's a really win more card, but you are able to win more very easily with Labrynth. That's the point of Labrynth, is that you generate more recursion resources than your opponent. So that's just kind of how that goes. Torrential was pretty cool. I will be taking this out of the deck soon, because Unchained is going to be coming up next month. I don't want to use this against Unchained. I think that kind of goes without saying, but any deck that has a lot of graveyard recursion that likes being destroyed, like for example, people could think of Tier, right? But Unchained, Fire King's coming up, right? We know this. We saw the TCG. Torrential is going to be taken out pretty soon. I don't want it. Daruma does everything that Torrential essentially does for me, but even better in a link format, in a recursion format. Against Snake Eyes, I think sometimes it does even more damage. It's even great against the Rogue Kashtira option that you see, because then they literally can't play. They can't special summon their guys on the fucking field. So this is goated. Eradicator, there's an argument to not have this in the deck. You don't always need this. I still like having it. It obviously comes up in the mirror match a lot. Same with IDP, actually, with the mirror match, but also broadly with Branded. very, very good. You could run 2 if you run Trap Trick. I don't. 2 welcome. I might even drop down to 1 welcome. I don't even think you need 2 anymore. 2 is just for safe measure. I'm 1 bad day away from cutting it down to 1. Big welcome. Nothing much more to say. You guys saw what this fucking thing does. I'm actually still playing 3 Solemn Strike despite, having furniture. It's a really good fucking card, obviously going first, but it's still amazing going second. You could just negate somebody's Baron's pop or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's really good. If you're a smart player and you know the weak links in your opponent's deck, you'll be rewarded with playing Solemn Strike. It's not just a stun card. Besides the stun card, Skill Drain. However, you guys saw the last replay. I had a pretty cool interaction and ability to play around that. Extra deck, I took out Dogmatika Punishment, kind of for the same reasons of Torrential, but it just didn't feel as heavily impactful for me besides when you send it in Tis. Especially with Maxi, I don't really want to send Bucephalus into Garura. So Garua's still in here, but as a Super Poly target. You guys saw Super Poly in here. And the only confliction with Super Poly now that there's no Dogmatika, is Welcome. Welcome Labrynth, if you use this first, will lock you into Fiends for your extra deck. Be careful about that. It doesn't make that big of a deal with Chaos Angel, but still, with your Super Poly targets, none of them are Fiends. So keep that in mind, guys. I went back to Anima instead of Linkuriboh. Zeus targets that I still have never went into. You guys could cut this. This extra deck doesn't matter besides just playing multiples for, Pot of Prosperity and Extrav, and just for Super Poly targets. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I left out here. I might try to go to Master 1 if you guys really want to see me do it. I think I still have time. I'm like, dual level 19 in the Duelist Cup. The second stage, just started yesterday. I'm not going to do too much of that. I'll just get the gems. But, again, this is the deck I went and I climbed all the way through it pretty much. It's really fucking easy. You guys might want to cut a nib or a maxi if you don't like it, or 1 transaction. I mean, it's totally up to you guys, but I just threw in the Foolish Burial Goods. That was a big thing. I took out the Dogmatika, and I would take out the Torrential for the future. So, I'm going to end it there. I was talking for such a long fucking time. So please, 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 like, comment, subscribe. And Matt, I hope you're watching this. Look at my deck list, and we'll talk. We'll talk. There's some things I know you don't like in here, so let me know what you think. Stay fiending, motherfuckers.